Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Crafting with Dee. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for returning. But we are working on this. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted. My phone was going off. Hold on just a second so I can see what's going on here. Okay, there's no messages, so I assume my daughter will call back here in a little bit, but that's okay. Good morning, Margie. How are you? Okay, so what I have decided for my lives and my chats is I am going to work on some smaller projects on those since I am doing all mystery paintings and I don't want to give away most of the spoilers. With that, if there is some, most of them will be these. I might do a few on the mystery for those who want to see it, and I'll probably do a weekly update on what's going on those. But I thought I'd try to get the rest of these done. I am doing great. I'm actually doing really good. Mom got to come home from the hospital yesterday. So she's doing a lot better. And then last night I had a live with Jeannie Bushnell, and we worked on the Hannah Lynn mysteries. On those lives, there probably will be spoilers, so next time I'll put that on there. But anyway, everything is going pretty good. I did not get out anything to unbox this morning. I was running so far behind. I slept a little bit late, and then I was having issues trying to get this set up. It just all messed up. So, what was that? Make sure y'all can still see. These little doorways are ones that I got from Temu a while back. So I'm working on these. I'm trying to get them all done. I still have quite a few left. I just started on it, so probably not much of a spoiler in that one. It was the Hannah Lynn, but it was only the one square, and basically on the live, all I got was some browns and blacks done. So that one probably not so much, but the next one's probably as we get further along with them, there might be more spoilers. I don't think you can tell anything by what I got done on that one last night. So let's see, this is my little book of minis that I've gotten done, and I've got the little jack-o'-lantern, and then we've got the cat, and this one. I've got more of these Halloween ones. You can't see that very well, can you? And then I got the, try to get it to where it's in the camera, the red door, the purple door, another purple door, and the yellow. And that's all I've got done in this little book so far. But yeah, I don't think that there's a whole lot, anything much in that since it was just our first squares on it. But I will definitely start putting spoilers on those next time because I was not thinking about it, but on my next ones I will start putting spoilers. because these are bigger squares. It's not like it's the little mini squares that I was doing, and I don't want, because with the mini squares, most of the time you can't really tell what it is. But the bigger ones, sometimes that can give a lot away. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week now. The beginning of the week didn't start out so well. I spent a lot of time at the hospital with my mom. But she was not as bad as she was in times past whenever she was taken to the hospital. So this time it wasn't as bad. And once they removed that kidney stone, I could tell so much of a difference in her once she started coming out of the anesthesia and all that. So I can tell a big difference now. I think that her appetite hasn't been much at all lately, but I think that was causing it to be even worse. But yeah, so Lexi, I might be able to show y'all the pictures now since I'm not recording with my phone. Let me find this real quick. One of these days I'll put all of my stuff into folders on my phone so I can find it easier. Right here, this car is a car. Oh no, Stardust discovered that I'm live, so now she's got to try to come over here. No. Hold on. I'm trying to get this to where she can come over here real quick. Okay, maybe she'll be happy just sitting there. But anyway, this is a car that I bought my daughter whenever she was like 15. And she never got her license at that point. So basically, I drove it for a while. Hi, Northern Sparkles. How are you? I drove it for a while. My daughter never did get to drive it that much. And then my son, Andrew, his truck was broke down. So he drove it for a while. Well, after that, it sat for like 3 years. So, oops, that is not a J. Come on, what did I do here? That one stays. Don't you hate it whenever you place the wrong drill in the wrong spot? Okay, I think I got all of the 7s. But anyway, so it's set for 3 years, and then whenever she was fixing to go and get her permit and stuff, she asked me if she could take the car home. And I was like, fine. So they ended up, whenever she first got it, that they put it in her boyfriend's name, which is fine. We would always buy the kids a car for less than $1,000 whenever on their first car. That's just how we did it. And so she took it home, and they've been working on it, trying to get it fixed since. They finally thought that they had it fixed, and she was driving it around their property only, Well, they had drove it up to the pond, and then she drove it back and parked it and went inside, and she was putting the kids down for a nap or something. Whatever she was doing, she smelled smoke. And they went out there and looked, and somehow that car had caught on fire. And she was a little upset because they had just put a new battery in it. She had just ordered a new alternator, which since that has not been opened or anything yet, they can return that. Stardust, you do not need to sneak your way into my lap. I think she automatically knows whenever I start talking to come over here and start bothering me on the live. So she was pretty upset about that. And because once she got that up and running and got her license, which she'll have it here in a couple weeks probably, that she was going to start looking for a better paying job. But so without that car, that probably won't happen for a little bit. And then she tells me that her outside freezer goes out. And she lost all of the baby's milk that was in that outside freezer. So that just added to her week. I told her everything will be okay. Everything will get better. It'll all work out in the end. But she was a little upset. But hopefully things start going a little bit better for her. But I don't know what happened to the car. But she did say she was thinking about trying to get a drink server job where she's at. And I said, well, make sure you don't throw any more drinks on them and you might be okay with that. She just laughed and said that that was a one-time thing. But I probably would have been really mad if somebody would have thrown a drink on me too. But let's see. This one's turning out pretty cute so far. I love these little doorways. I wish I had the patience and the time to do all the little flowers and stuff at my doorway and make it all pretty. That is so true. I'm so glad that her and the kids were not in the car whenever that happened. I'm glad it was after she had parked it because she was just driving it around the property. They've got quite a bit of property out there. So she was just getting used to the car and everything for whenever she went to take her driver's test. Because she doesn't like driving their truck because it's a lot bigger of a vehicle. So yeah, Stardust has decided to make herself comfy on my lap as normal. I think she's like, you can't put me out whenever you're live, so I'm just gonna try to get over here and cause as much chaos as I can. Good morning, Jeannie. How are you? Welcome. But yeah, This week has been a long week up until yesterday. Yesterday actually went really well. And I ended up diamond painting in the car. And I think I told this on my on the live last night, but I don't have it in here with me, but I have that neck thing that'll hold your phone. I figured out that I can put that on my steering wheel and point the camera down and get the perfect view of whatever I'm working on in my car. So we might have. I'm glad you were able to be here too. I am so happy with that. So we might have more car chats while I'm waiting on Joshua to get off work, not Josh. I know that can be pretty confusing, but whenever I'm talking about my husband and my son, I try to remember to always call my son Joshua on here and my husband Josh. But sometimes I forget. So, Margie, you're not working on a mystery right now, are you? Are any of y'all doing the 3 panels? I really like these little doors. I didn't think that you were. That's okay. I will start putting spoiler warnings on the ones that might have spoilers in it. But I will always tell y'all before I show the whole canvas, too. That's right. I knew you were working on something else. I just couldn't remember what. I think I have one of her paintings. I think. I could be wrong. What is that one? Yeah, I've got Sandy, which is the mermaid. I'm sure she will. I'm surprised she hasn't popped in here yet. Normally she's in here. But I was going to kit up my little fox to do on these little whipping chats and stuff and use it as kind of like my weekend retreat thing for whenever I do my lives and stuff, but it actually has 37 colors, and right now I only have 32 trays available. So I couldn't do that. I'm sure that is absolutely adorable. I think I actually have a painting of a panda somewhere. I Stardust about pulled my headset off my head. She jumped down. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Well, hopefully you get your mojo back on it, but if not, it's okay. There's all types of other crafts. As long as you are enjoying it, that's all that matters. Oh. Oh. I have this one, but my problem is I don't have any drills for it. So I'm going to have to go through my spares and get drills and just make up my own colors for this one. I've had that probably since I started diamond painting. I don't know. Normally she's in here by now. Maybe she got busy with Ellie or something. But for those who have just came in on my morning coffees and my lives, unless it has spoiler on it, I'm going to be doing these other little canvases so that I don't give anything away. Hi, Dory. How are you? Glad to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I have a habit of getting distracted very easily myself. Hot. I moved my little coffee warmer in here because I have been diamond painting in here more than I have in the living room lately. So I figure my coffee might as well be in here too. So I've got my brown sugar and cinnamon coffee with French vanilla creamer in it. It's so good. I love that coffee. And I have a feeling that they're going to quit selling it again for a while because I'm finding it less and less in the stores. So I may have to buy me up a couple boxes of it. There's Granny. How are you? Good morning, Julie. Welcome. So glad to see you here. But I've got a half of a box left of it right now. So next time I go grocery shopping, I may have to order more. Well, thank you for listening while you're driving. Shells, how are you? Welcome. So glad to see you. We are seeing a lot of people in here this morning that normally aren't here on the early morning lives. Welcome. But yeah, oh, and you know what? I forgot all about what I was going to do. Hold on just a second. I've got to get to my comments on here because I was going on my last morning coffee. I had asked the question about, I don't have my book here, but basically, do you think that ebooks have taken away from reading and all of that? But okay, I'm trying to find the ones on here. Okay. That is what I think, Beth. I think as long as you are able to get into the story, and that's mainly what it's all about, I do not think that e-readers take away because I listen to books. I read them on there. I read some physical books. Not as many, though. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Northern Sparkle. I hope you are feeling much better. But anyway, Granny was saying, I like my e-reader, but I do like to hold a book. Pray your mom is doing better. She is. She got to come home. So happy about that. And then Margie on those said, great chat. I don't think electronic reading has taken away from physical books. So I think we've all got pretty much the same view on that. I do like having the books, but I just don't have room for them. And I've got to choose between my diamond paintings and my books. So I'm afraid the diamond paintings tend to overpower the books as far as needing the space for them. So, but yes, I do enjoy reading books, but most of the time after I read them, I take those back and either donate them or take them to a used bookstore, which it is actually hard to find a used bookstore anymore. I do listen to a lot of my books. There's a lot of cozy mystery authors that are actually posting their books on YouTube. So you can actually listen to some of those. And then I have Kindle Unlimited, which they have a lot of books included in that, and a lot of the cozy mysteries are. That is absolutely true, Julie. It's more than just the canvases. I have Audible, but I end up I'll keep it for like 2 or 3 months and then I'll cancel it for 2 or 3 months because it's just so I get to where I listen to all the free books I want, so I cancel it. And then they'll start putting more out and I'll resubscribe to it. Yeah, I used to have I had 2 giant bookshelves full of books. And whenever we were rearranging stuff, and this is whenever I had all the kids here too, it got to where it was so hard to be able to keep those books on that shelf because I had them doubled and then I had some stacked in front of it. So I never could find anything. I don't do that. I just cannot afford that big chunk of money at once. I know it ends up being a lot cheaper that way. And it's sort of like StreamYard. I could get right now they're having a summer sale, so I could get it for like $20 a month, but you have to pay for the entire year all at once. Hi, Miss Bell. How are you? Welcome. So glad you're here. Okay, and then Julie, I agree with you, V. I think, however, you get yourself immersed into the story and what is important in the colder months of fall and winter. I like reading a physical book sitting in my spot with the halogen lamp behind me. My cats love basking in the warmth of the halogen reading lamp. and a fire going on the wood stove. In the summer, I wouldn't dream of sitting under my halogen lamp and love using my Kindle. Also, the Kindle lets me bring more books with me, and if I go somewhere and as I get older, I'm loving the ability to adjust the font size of an e-reader. Isn't that just absolutely great? I love that. Where was I at? All that being said, reading cuts into my diamond painting time. I used to travel for work, so I've been an Audible addict for over 8 years. Between Audible and Hoopla through my library, I have found myself listening to most of my books now. There are a couple of series I've listened to with narrators so good that I prefer to listen than read them because they bring the book to life, whether it be from emotion they bring to the narration or their expertise at the sarcasm from the main character. I absolutely love that answer, Julie. That pretty much puts it right. You took my words exactly. I don't have a halogen lamp, though. I do the same thing for Alexa. Um, I have my Alexa over there, and I'll ask it to read. If you want it to read your Kindle books, you have to ask her to read your Kindle book, but or ask Kindle to read my book, and it'll pick up on the one that you last were reading. Thank you so much. I love these little doorways, and I've had them for a long time. This is what I have been working on whenever I go to the hospital and stuff to visit my mom. I've been working on these little canvases like this. And in the car, I actually have a whip and chat that I did in my car on Friday, which I'm so happy I figured out how to get a good view of what I was working on. So whenever I take Joshua to work, I can record my whip and chats in my car, at least some smaller ones. Miss Beth, I'm not Beth, but I am definitely ready for school to start back. All 3 of my grandkids will be in school this year. At least the 3 that live near me. If I did not say morning to you, just good morning, I think what you just kind of started picking up in the middle of a conversation whenever I noticed you were here. Okay, and then Kathy said, I've never listened to an audiobook. I like Kindle and the hard and softback books I get from the library. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, about school. Yeah, my grandkids will be in, all 3 of them will be in school this year. Remy starts school, and then, of course, Aiden and Axel have already been to school. I missed a 5 right there. Stardust is sitting beside me again, so I figure that she's going to make her way over here again here in a minute. I haven't had to clean off my diamond paintings again recently, but I think she was mad at me that day. I don't know why I poured that many in there. Well, I guess it's good that I didn't just take one. I actually missed 2 of those, or 3. I guess that was my subconscious saying you need more than one of those. But once I finish these, I think I'm going to try to kit up this fox, and I'll be working on it on my lives for a while until I finish these mystery ones. But I'm going to do an update, at least an update video I'm going to try to do once a week so that y'all can see all of the mystery paintings if you want to. That absolutely sounds like fun, Miss Bell. But I think all of my grandkids are ready to go back to school because I don't think they want to go for the work and everything, but I think they miss seeing all of their friends all the time. And like down at my house, I don't have a whole lot for them to do down here as far as toys and stuff, which with Remy, that doesn't matter. She'll take a box and play with it forever. And then she'll come in my craft room and she'll find little diamonds that have fallen all over the place. And she'll say, Nanny, can I pick up the diamonds and put them in your jar? And I'm like, that's fine. Because there was one time that she dumped, since she did this, she asked me every time if she can pick up the diamonds to put in my little jar. But back whenever I was working on so many books, so little time, she had went into my diamond painting case that I was working on with it, and she had dumped like 8 jars of drills into my container that I had all my spare drills in. And it was just lucky that the colors that she had picked to do that with were the ones that I was already finished with. Because I had like, whenever she did this, I had like 2 or 3 squares left to do. So she got into a little bit of trouble for that one. And now anytime she asks me if she can do it. But I will also, whenever I finish working on like these smaller ones without DMCs and stuff, I'll actually let her dump all the drills into the big container. So she's excited whenever I finish one of these smaller paintings like these, because she gets to dump all the drills in there. Stardust is over there just staring at me like I won on your lap and you will not make room for me. But yeah, everything has been going good. Hopefully this weekend goes better than last weekend when at work, even though I only worked I worked 2 days last weekend because my brother had called me while I was at work telling me that mom had went to the hospital. So I had taken Monday off so I could be there for her procedure. And yes, exactly. It's one of these days I'll try to set up a camera on her to the side and let you kind of see what she does. It is so funny because she will slowly inch her way over to my lap to get in my lap. Like she thinks I know that I don't know that she's moving over so slow. That I think that is wonderful, Miss Bell. Any way you can make it interesting for a kid to learn. Hi, Vintage. How are you? Welcome. So glad to see you here. But yeah, one of these days I'll put a camera on her and show her just kind of sneaking over while I'm diamond painting. And if I put on my headset, she does it. It's like it's a game to her to try to get over here. But right now, she's being good. She's just sitting over there staring at me. And I think Bullet's still in there. I think he was still sleeping whenever I came in here to do my live this morning. He did, however, start barking at Josh whenever he got up this morning without coming out from underneath the blanket. Let's see. I've got just a few more F's here. It's already been 43 minutes. This is going by so quick today. I think it seems like it always goes by so quick. And I'm almost done with this. Maybe I can get it done in this live. I don't know. We'll see, and then I'll trim it up. Well, maybe not. I don't know what happened to my scissors. Here's a pair of scissors, but I don't know if they'll work with this canvas. Hi, Grams. How are you? Did I miss you coming in, or did you just get here? If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to manage to get all these. The good thing is I have my laptop sitting in front of me today because these are so small. I can actually fit my laptop in front of me to watch the chat. I wish I could sleep in. It's like my body says, nope, it's 7 o'clock. You're getting up. No matter, I think I went to bed at like 1 o'clock last night. And then still at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm wide awake. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the ones. It's so weird working out of the bottles instead of my trays. Oh, just so y'all know, for those of y'all who weren't on the live last night, those generic ForeverYoung trays, the ones that I got, I do not recommend those. So I think if you're going to get those trays, I would go ahead and go with the ForeverYoung trays and not the generic ones, because they are not nearly as good. They're not as sturdy. I just do not care for them as much at all. But on these ones are the bigger ForeverYoung trays. And I really like these. The only issue is somehow some of the drills get right here. And whenever you open them, some of those drills will fall out. So just make sure you have it over a table or something. But I like the bigger ones. But those generic ones, I would not recommend at all. Thank you so much for stopping by, Miss Bell. I'm so glad you were here. But I do, the ForeverYoung and the butterfly trays are my absolute favorite as far as the trays go. Although, since I don't order from Temu much anymore, the butterfly trays can be really expensive now. Let's see. I don't know if we'll get this done or not. Look, I'll show you which. I've almost got half of these houses done. Show you the ones that I have left. See if we can get this up in the camera. I got that one left to do. And then that one. I loved this pack of doorways because they were so, I think I only ended up paying like $7 or $8 for this thing of these, and there was 12 of them. But aren't those just adorable? I can't wait to get all of them done. Okay, 2 more ones, and then we'll go on to the next color. Yeah, last weekend at work, I had one driver that, and I understand that they don't like the fact, some of them don't like the fact of some of the rules of, and why they have to disconnect their trailers. But this one guy could not disconnect, or that's what he said, he couldn't disconnect. And he tried to bring his keys in, which we have had times that drivers have extra keys. No, those are not from Diamond Art Club. Those are actually from Temu. It was actually something that I got in one of my first orders from Temu. But anyway, we've had drivers that have had extra sets of keys. So they were able to still pull their trailer from the door without coming and getting their keys. So it's just a rule that they cannot stay connected. And this driver was almost in, or actually, it wasn't in front of me, but this driver was almost in tears whenever the ops manager told him that we would not be unloading his trailer. And it's for the safety of the people that work there. I was going to, and they didn't. I want the Halloween, the drink ones. And I've been to Michael's like 4 times checking on it. And they do not have their Halloween canvases there. So if I get them, I'm going to have to get them offline. Because I was talking to the lady there, and she said that they aren't even sending them trucks as often. So they used to get a truck every week. And she said now we might get one every 2 weeks. So I'm not anticipating them having those Halloween diamond paintings for at least another 2 weeks, because I went there on Friday and that is what she told me. Because they had just gotten a truck in that they had just put away and they didn't have the Halloween diamond paintings. But they had the Halloween paint by numbers, which I really wish some of those paint by numbers were in diamond painting form. I'm going to have to, but I don't want that many of them, so I'm afraid that it would be under the $50 mark, and I would have to find something and to make it to the $50 mark so I would get free shipping. But I wanted those mini ones, and I wanted the one that you showed of the Alice in Wonderland with the back. And then there was one more that I wanted. I want the minis, that one, and I think it was the glow-in-the-dark jack-o'-lantern. I wanted that one. But I think that the total was just slightly under $50, so I'll have to pick something else to go with it. It is, and I think that that could be more than just Halloween. I think that that could be one for any time. But it's not like I actually need more diamond paintings. Hey, I missed another 5. I'm going to go ahead and grab that out of here real quick so I don't forget it and miss it altogether. Okay, got that one. Yeah, I really want that one. I think that one and the glow-in-the-dark jack-o'-lantern. And I want to try their pen too. I have one pen from them that's a twist. The tips are twist in, so I think that those would work in it for the multi-placers. But I actually do too. But I always see more that I want every time I turn around. And I've got so many that I want to start. And it's like, I want to do that one next. And then I change my mind and I want to do a different one. But I'm starting with Randall Spangler as soon as I finish Firefly Fireworks, which that will be a little ways down the road. I'm going to do another Randall Spangler, just so I can get my Randall Spanglers done. Really? I've never heard of them before. Good morning, Regina. How are you? I've never heard of that company before. I do have a PR package coming in here pretty soon, but it's not from them. And Julie, I think that you will absolutely love this one that I have the PR package for. So that probably gives away what it is. I love Randall Spangler. His paintings are just absolutely adorable. Did I get all the D's? I think I did. We got about 5 minutes left. Do you think I can get this done in about 5 minutes? We'll see. I do not have that much of it left to do. We'll try to hurry and get it done. And then today, while I'm at work, I'll start on one of the other ones on my lunch break. Yeah, this case, this one had 32 colors. So I took this Dollar Tree case and I put, it fits perfectly up here in the pocket. So I had those extra. So I could put those extra 2 in there. Otherwise, I was going to use one of those 28 containers and just take one of those out, but I was afraid that it would come open and I would lose all my drills. But so I will be trying to, on my next morning coffee, I don't think I asked a question in that one, but I think I might add something to it and find another question in the book to discuss for next week. One of the, like this week, it was the books. So we'll see on the next one. I've got so many ideas of what I want to do. And then whenever the time comes to do them, I think there was one day that I sat down to record like 4 times. And every time I sat down to record, something happened. I had to get back up and go and do something. And I got sidetracked. And then I would come back and it would happen all over again. I thought with me having this craft room back here with the door that I could close, that wouldn't be the case, but it doesn't seem to matter. Okay. Have one F right there. We'll do it, and then we'll do the purple diamonds. Of course, those all got stuck on there. Okay. We have the purple diamonds on here and the K's left. You know what? I might do that on the next. I will do that soon. I'm going to write it down as soon as I'm off of this live to get some tag questions. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. And I'll bring out my trivia book, my trivia questions for one of the next lives on my magazines. I gotta figure out where they went. That's the problem with my craft room right now. It's like a never-ending place where things go and then you lose them. I brought so many things in here and I'm like, where did I put that? And then I go in there and I cannot find it. Then 2 weeks later, whenever I don't need it anymore, it'll show up. Okay. Trying to get this done real quick. It shouldn't take me that long, but let's see. I would use my multiplacer on that one, but they're all 2, so I had to switch over to this one. You know what? I'm not changing that. I sit there and put those in the case spot. I think they're going to stay that way, though. That's what happened whenever I get in a hurry, trying to get something done, and then I put the wrong color in. But I don't think I can tell the difference on it, so I don't think it'll hurt anything. There's times that I put down a few drills before that I'm like, it looks okay, it can stay. Just makes it more unique. I think it was just like a darker or a lighter color blue that went there. But that's okay. The flowers and the flower pots don't quite match as much as they would have otherwise. Okay, and the last drill. So, there it is. We actually finished it. Isn't that just so cute? Let's see if these actually will cut. They do cut it. I was afraid that with these being just scissors, like kid scissors, I didn't think it would cut it. But I'm going to trim this up and put it in my book, and then I'll let y'all go for the day. I hope that you enjoyed this live. If you did, thanks. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you in the next one. I'm going to put this in here real quick. Oops. Let's zoom it back out. Yeah, you trim these up and they fit in these little books really well. But yeah, I found more of these at the Dollar Tree and they hold a lot more than the hardcover ones do. I love these. Anyway, everyone take care. I will see you next weekend on the live if we don't go live sooner than that. Bye, everyone. Take care.